Hi, everyone. I'm going to do number 13 now. Mario is a protagonist, so I'm dressed in this is like me cosplaying, as cosplay as I guess. Number 13, Monday, December 13, 2021, Attention Deficient Fantasy. Hi, everyone. Firstly, I hope the holiday season has been eventful so far, or uneventful, whichever you prefer. Secondly, more importantly, and I hope obviously, I'm not talking about attention deficit disorder, nor am I handling the subject with any deliberate jest, or using this preamble as a sneaky way of enabling lampoonery with impunity, like how, no offense, but always introduces an offensive remark, and what follows, with all due respect, is always disrespectful. That's not my intention. Thirdly, with unabashed offense and disrespect, let's talk about a trend I've noticed in modern fantasy. This trend. Most of it seems to cater to brief and restless attention spans, and that makes it awfully impossible for me to connect with it. Not regularly impossible, but awfully, because my formative years were spent in the age of fantastic linearity, incredibly imaginative storytelling, but predictable at the same time. That's the language I learned growing up. And now that my growing up is done, I have a hard time learning new languages. I think it would be easier for me to explain this with an example. Super Mario Brothers, the first one on the original Nintendo with the flagpole at the end of every non-Bowser level. I remember when that game came out and where I was when I played it for the first time. It changed my understanding of how a story could be told. It was as intuitive as it was imaginative. The levels themselves were full of surprises, but they came in a predictable order. 1-1, then 1-2, then 1-3, then 1-4, which was a Bowser level, then 2-1, then 2-2, then 2-3, then another Bowser level, and so on. If you wanted to skip levels, you did it on purpose, and the world-skipping pipes told you exactly where their plumbing would deposit you. Books don't really telegraph their warps anymore. I pick up a fantasy novel and I start in level 3-2. I get to the flagpole and I'm sent to level 7-1. I get to that flagpole and I encounter my first Bowser, 6-4. I beat him, rescue a Toad, and begin level 2-3. I'm confused. None of it makes sense to me. Perhaps if I keep reading, all those seemingly arbitrary chapters will converge in a satisfying way. If I make it clear to the end, its secret linear nature will be revealed. The problem is I don't make it to the end. If Mario did that, I'd stop playing pretty quickly. When books do it, I quit even faster. A decade after my first encounter with Mario, I learned to drive. And those early driving days took place before the advent of GPS. So I had this conversation a lot of the time. I don't know how to get there. That was me. No problem, just follow me. That was someone else offering to serve as lead driver. I would consent, we would get into our separate cars, and I would follow him or her to the destination. Or I wouldn't. It depends how bad the other driver was at leading. It depends how fast they drove, crocheting through traffic. It depends how many yellow lights they accelerated through, how scantly they signaled their turns. On numerous occasions, I never arrived. I gave up. I turned around, backtracked, found my way home, and spent the evening loathing the other driver. For me to enjoy fiction, the writer has to be a good lead driver, signal every turn, be considerate in the intersections, never race plot ahead of the reader's comprehension, guide me. You can take a scenic route and point out interesting landmarks, but lead me all the way there to the conclusion. Today, people seem to write like they drive. There are a million distractions before the first turn, and it's awfully impossible for me to follow that to the flagpole. Fondly and linearly, me. Okay, so a few comments before I close out this Zoom call. I'm not talking about quality. That's not at all what I'm saying. What is good to you and what is good to me can be totally different without having any like objective criteria. This is just what we connect with, and it's likely to be different. I don't drink beer, and so this is the best beer stein. Oh, try it. You will love your IPA or whatever. Like I don't. That's not. Or like no. These golf cleats. Like I'm not a golfer. No, you will be. Right. Put these on your feet and just play the first nine. Like I don't even like how to swing a club. What do you like? You're gonna love it. Like I'm not. The best Wrangler rope in the world isn't gonna make me want to do like Western horse things or like, no, this tampon or what. there are things that aren't manufactured with me in mind, right? Just as there are things that aren't manufactured with you in mind. Target audience matters, and we don't have one singular globe-wide appreciation. And again, let me give an example with the attire that I'm wearing. Mario Galaxy. Okay. Now, again, I love Mario. And I mean it when I say I remember playing it for the first time when I was a little kid. But that doesn't mean I have to love every entry in the canon with identical affection, as though they're like children, and I have to like lie to all of them about how there's no such thing as difference. And so Mario Galaxy is announced. Okay, the moment you can pre-order this thing, I put my money down. The moment I can pick it up, I go and pick it up. Okay, and like it comes, I have a prop. Okay, it comes with this. Hopefully you can see it. This. And notice it's still factory sealed. Because when I got home and I played the game, I'm going to play the game before I read the thing, and I'm like driving home, so I'm not going to read it on the way home. That was like the pre-order, perk. I didn't get it. Right? And I got it. I own it, but I didn't understand it. I didn't get like, why? This isn't Mario to me. Now, a lot of people will say that. A lot of people within the Mario community or the Nintendo community will say Mario Sunshine was this departure from the expected structure of Mario, and like I get it. He was like an employee, right? Not a plumber. He was like a wage laborer who had this summer job where he had a pressure washer and he was cleaning up graffiti. And so like, that, what is that? But to me, the importance, the fundamental tenets of what a Mario game is were preserved in that one. In the same way, there's one, two was Doki Doki Panic wasn't even a Mario game, and then that continued to feel like canon. 1, 2, 3, World 64. You get to Sunshine, it still felt like it preserved it, and then Galaxy comes out, and people are like, no, it's a return to form. It didn't feel that way to me. Not the important part of form. You're in this black void, right? With these little tiny planets, and to me, Mario is green and blue. There's a little red hat there. Mario has a little hat to say, like, no, that's you, like a little red thing. But these vibrant greens and blues, the landscapes, the color, that was Mario, and Galaxy lost it. So I didn't even buy Galaxy 2. And then Odyssey did feel like a return to form in terms of the color palette. But that is me, right? That's what tenets do I hold from my upbringing and my experience and my appreciation shouldn't influence yours. I mean, not only does it not have to, it truly should have no bearing on what you value, what connects with you, what is emotional to you. Whatever you cherish and what I cherish truly should be different, because we're different people with slightly different, barely different biology, but a lot of different life experiences. So contemporary fantasy and golf cleats and every, like rodeo rope and what, like all of this stuff can be your favorite thing and not mine, or vice versa. And that is where art and culture are of some value. Okay, I'm like rambling now because I don't know how to end this. So I'm just going to end it with a wave. And I hope the next Mario is precisely made for you.